Those who have been caught masturbating or having sex, how did you handle that? What happened? When I was about 14, I always used to go to my friend's house and we would spend hours on break or that video site watching videos. Well, one day I had the computer room to myself because friend was downstairs playing GammaCube. And at the time my parents didn't have internet at our house, so I was going to use this opportunity quickly find something to jerk off to instead of jerking off to the Sears catalog lingerie section at home. I find a good video and start going at it. Now I closed the door so that I could at least click X if I heard even the slightest touch to that door. I would be prepared. I remember the feeling as if it was yesterday. The dude in the porn says something about going into her ass. And she says, but my poop comes out of there. Then it cuts to a shot where you just see vagina and a hole. I hear the door start to open. I unhand the boner and start mashing the mouse. Clicking that X repeatedly, it freezes. God damn it, DSL speeds and LimeWire for making friend's computer lag out at the worst possible time. His father looks at me, asks me what I am doing. I have no response. I was caught dick-handed with a freshly banged vagina on this man's computer he probably uses for work things. Never again was I ever allowed to use their computer alone. But it's a story we can all laugh about time and again whenever it gets brought up. TL. Our friend's dad caught me spanking it in his office. My roommate walked in on me jerking it, so I just kept doing it. He left immediately, but you know, damage already done. Might as well make it worth the awkward moment. Had a buddy in college who got walked in on while he was choking the chicken. His name is Mark. My other buddy, Andy, was hanging with a couple alums and they wanted to see their old rooms. So Andy obliged and started the tour. Andy walked in on Mark, flesh pickle in hand, headphones on and locked eyes before quickly turning around and telling the alums they'd have to come back later. Mark finished and forever has the name of Won't Stop Wanking Watson. Good time. My high school girlfriend was going down on me. Strict mom opened the door to my bedroom and my GF got up quick and I pulled my pants up. She didn't see anything but she could tell exactly what was happening. I'll never forget the look on her face of shock. She asked me if my grades were good, my friends were good and if sports were going good. I said yes mom to all three. She then shut the door. My girlfriend started crying thinking she ruined everything because my parents really liked her. Later that night I tried to talk to her about it. She said she never wanted to talk about it. My dad yelled at me telling me I should focus on school and normal Asian stuff. My mom didn't speak or look at me for weeks. She'd just call down when dinner was ready. But later that week, I was tired as hell after swim practice and school. I was walking up the stairs and my dad was walking down. He patted my shoulder as we walked past each other and he says in an Indian dad way, "Son, about earlier this week, good work," and gives me a thumbs up while Indian head nodding. Mayo. He knew what was up. I was 19, she was 18. At her parents' house late at night we decided to watch Field of Dreams in the living room. Things get hot and heavy and we start having sex right there on the floor. Unbeknownst to us, her dad had gotten up to get some water and walked in on us naked as sin. He starts yelling, she starts screaming and he runs into the kitchen. My thought in that moment in time was that he was running to grab a knife. So fearing he was going to cut my dick off, I tuck my junk between my legs Buffalo Bill style and hobble to the front door while exposing my tucked back turkey giblets to him. Luckily she had tossed my pants close to the door in the heat of the moment so I was able to grab them and shoes and sprint naked out to car. She and I dated for 2 years. Family dinners were awkward after that. Dad was wondering why my light was on so late. Opened the door, realized what was happening at the most vulnerable part, closed the door. Never a damn word about it. The way it should be. I didn't get walked in on per se, but a while back I was with this girl who was the loudest I've ever experienced. Like full volume screaming loud. So loud it even bugged me a little bit. Anyway, I was doing her with my bedroom door open, and my female roommate came home, hurt, and just left. She was really fucking loud. I can't stress that enough. Semi-awkward, especially since I had history with the roommate. This actually happened when I lost my virginity. I was a junior in high school. The BF and I would sometimes cut class. He lived near the school and mess around in his house and come back to school in time to get picked up by my mom. His dad was a Chicago cop and worked night shifts, so he would sleep most of the day and just get up to go to the bathroom or kitchen. We would typically hang out in his basement where they had a couch and TV. We usually just messed around with our clothes on because I wasn't ready to do it yet. Finally, the BF convinced me to do it that day. We both got naked and were having sex on the couch for the first time. All of a sudden we hear the basement door open and his mom called out, "BF, is that you? You're home? Aren't you supposed to be in school?" All of this is happening while she's walking down the stairs to go directly to the room where we were. We panicked and didn't know what to do. The BF ran to the bathroom and took the blanket we had with him. I was naked with nothing to cover myself. I had no place to go, so I just jumped behind the couch, covered my eyes, and hoped for the best. The mom saw the BF run and is asking what is going on, but he just locked himself in the bathroom. So she goes behind the couch and sees me there naked. She started wailing, "Get this fornicator out of my house. She's perverting my son. She's a whore. Get her out of this house." She was a devoted Catholic. She threatened to tell my mom and asked me to never step foot in her house again. I would never forget the anger in her eyes when she saw me. I wanted to die. Definitely the most embarrassing day of my life. A few weeks ago, I was going at it when I hear someone punching in the combination on my door. I live in a dorm that has these weird ass rotary passcodes. I yank up my blankets really quick and turn on my side as if I'm casually browsing Reddit or Instagram or something. My friend walks in and picks up his laptop, which I had forgot he had left in my room. I started to think I had dodged a bullet, but just before he walked out of the room, he said, "You were masturbating, weren't you?" I really couldn't do anything but laugh because the situation was so awkward. But he's pretty chill, so I think it's all good. My 4-year-old daughter walked in on us, but her only concern was, why do parents get to bounce on the bed and I don't? I was upstairs going solo when my wife down in the kitchen turned on the Bluetooth speaker. Luckily my daughter didn't hear it. I was wondering why the sound on my phone stopped all of a sudden when my wife came bursting in asking what I was watching. We both had a good laugh about it after a few minutes, so she had shut me down a few times that morning. Sometime you just have to take things in your own hands. I was just getting ready to have sex with my girlfriend in high school. I'm rock hard and she's messing around down there. Knock on the door, her mom walks in. Seems pretty drunk. Walks over to the bed and lays down across my GFs and my legs. GF's mom is 4 inches below my dick. She tries to make conversation, realizes we're trying to be alone and leaves. At my mum's for the weekend. The wife and I sleep in my old room, which my mum has redecorated and furnished for when we came through. It was nice. Mattress was comfy too. It's like 0700 and we both wake up and decide to fool around. Checked every room. Nobody. Dad was working early and mum does night shift. Let it commence. About 15-20 minutes pass and we are going at it when I suddenly hear the kettle click. Then not 2 seconds later my mum barges in, says good morning and walks in. Goes into the cupboard and gets a towel, a packet of biscuits and a box of tea bags. I say, "Mum, WTF. Get out," and her response was, "Fuck's sake, it's only me. Kettle's on. Want a cup of tea when you're done shagging?" Sad to say we couldn't finish. My wife was in hysterics and the fright of the door swinging open turned my rod into wet spaghetti. Connected my phone to the Bluetooth speaker to play music during family dinner. After dinner, I went upstairs for a little R&R in my room and forgot my phone was still connected. I believe the video was compilations or something similar. I was confused as to why no sound was coming out of my phone, so I kept trying to turn the volume up. 5 minutes later I got a text from my mom, "WTF. We've never spoken of it since." Got back early from class one day and walked in on my roommate having sex with his girlfriend. Him and I never really talked at all or hung out. Our dorm was really quiet, lol. So I had no idea that he was still in the room and he had no idea I was done with class early. Our dorm setup was 3 beds in the same room. I hated it. All I could think of saying was "sorry y'all," and went quickly to my desk, grabbed my computer and left the room. For the rest of that year, even if I finished my class early, I waited until I knew he had class, guesstimated the times of his classes, to go back. My mom walked in on me once, told me that could have been our president one day, Christian, then walked away. If it ever comes into conversation, she usually struggles to keep herself from laughing. I think I sorta just sat where I was, Shocked that I'd been caught, and also that my mom could have been right that I was just depositing the DNA for a future leader into a tissue. Should have said could have also been
Hitler as you stared into her eyes and finished.
Thank you for watching. Smash that like button like it's a
Thick booty.
And don't forget to subscribe to okpjdark if you like nice things, like new videos every day. See you tomorrow.